All right, so right now I'm going to demonstrate the Payroll 2 assignment for you. Uh, Hopefully you have done the Payroll 1. If you have not, you will not be able to complete this assignment. So I just zoomed in to make my screen a little bigger so you'll be able to see it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to save this file as Payroll 2. So we're going to do a file, save as, change your Payroll 1 to Payroll 2, and save. All right, on the instructions it tells us that down in cell A13 we're going to add a new label called totals. So capital TOTALS, and that is down in cell A13. Okay, next, in step 4, it tells us to calculate the gross pay for the employees. So we're going to enter a formula in cell E6 to multiply the hourly rate by the hours worked, using the cell reference C6 times D6, and then we're going to copy that formula down. Okay, so here in cell E6, I'm going to calculate gross pay by taking, I'm going to go equals C6 times D6, hitting equals or enter, gives me $276.15. Now I'm going to use the fill handle to copy that formula down. When we look at the selected cell, in the bottom right hand corner, there's that square. That's the fill handle. So if we put our mouse on it, our cursor turns into a black plus sign. That's the fill handle, so we will click and drag that formula down, and it will automatically calculate the gross pay for each of those employees. Okay, next in step 5, we're going to calculate the Social Security tax by entering a formula in cell F6. So here in cell F6, to multiply gross pay by the Social Security tax rate, which is 7.65%. So the formula that we're going to enter is equals gross pay times 7.65%, enter, and then I'm going to use my fill handle, the bottom right hand corner of that cell, the fill handle, to click and copy that formula down. Okay, next on step 6, we're going to calculate the federal withholdings tax, or the FWT, into cell G6 to multiply the gross pay by the federal withholding tax, which is 20%. So we're going to go equals gross pay times the federal withholding tax, which is 20%, $55.23. So then I will select that cell, copy it down. So now I have my federal withholding tax for each of those employees. Lastly, we're going to calculate the net pay, adding the taxes first and then subtracting them from the gross pay. So in cell H6, we're going to enter it, enter in the formula equals E6 minus parenthesis F6 plus G6 close parentheses. So what that is we're going to add the Social Security tax plus the federal withholding tax and subtract that from the gross pay. Tells us their net pay is $199.79. We'll copy that formula down. Okay. So now we're going to calculate the totals. So in cell E13, we're going to use the auto sum feature to add the values in the ranges E6 through E11. Okay, so I've selected that cell. I'll come up and select auto sum. Select E6 through E11, hit enter. So now I have the total gross pay for all of those employees. Now it wants me to copy this formula from E13 to the range F13 through H13. So I will grab my fill handle and copy that formula to the right. And so here it calculated the net pay for all of the employees, the federal withholding for all the employees, and the Social Security tax for all of the employees. Okay, lastly, it wants us to, or in step 9, it wants us to format and align the worksheet as indicated in the illustration on the instructions. So our title up here where it says Payroll, it wants us to bold that and make that 14-point font. It wants us to take the date, to put that in bold and italics. In row 4, we're going to take those and we're going to center all of those, and we're going to bold those. We're going to bold down here where it says totals, and we're going to bold each of these totals as well. Okay, in cell C6 through C11, so C6 through C11, it wants us to use the comma function with 2 decimal places. And then in E6 through H11, it wants us to use the comma with 2 decimal places as well. This is our comma style right here, which will automatically put in a comma if we have a number over $999 or $999.99. It will put in a comma and round it out to 2 decimal places. Okay, in cell B2, it wants us to enter in today's date and apply the long date format. So today that I'm making this is October 31st, 2016. Now to select the long date format, I'm going to right click on that cell, come down to the Format Cells option, and under Date, we've got a long date here. You can choose whichever one you want. I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but I'm going to go ahead and select this one that has the day of the week and today's date. Then I'll just click OK, and it changes that here to that format. Okay, now we're going to set the page to print with grid lines, update the footer with the new assignment name, and then save your changes. Okay, so make sure that you get those changes done with your footer. So have your name and now Payroll 2, and then save your changes by doing a file save or file save as, clicking save, and then make sure you submit it on Canvas. Hopefully this helps you to complete the Payroll 2 assignment. We'll be on next time with another assignment, so hopefully these are helping you out.